Welcome to the 2024 IPF World Classic and Equipped Bench Press Championships live from Austin, Texas. And we have got a massive show in store this afternoon. We have got the 84 plus women and the 120 plus men. I am Gary Williams and I am joined by none other than Joe Whiteley for this afternoon session of jam-packed action.
We've got some big names in this class, Gary. These are the super heavyweights, so these people will be moving the biggest weights we've seen so far in the competition. This is the pinnacle of the competition. We have been leading all the way up to these massive lifts.
Yeah, the big boys and girls are out to play. April Goodfellow first on the platform with 97.5. Current world open record is 165 kilos. That might get a bit of a nudge today. The World Masters record is 150. And we might just get close to that today as well.
Yeah, Hildeborg Hugdahl is a master now. That's the age class 40 to 49. Nice and easy for April. And it's great to see her back. She's missed the last couple of world benches.
Yeah, she's competed world full powerlifting. So great to see her on the bench circuit again. But Cheryl Kerr, US, will be our next lifter, 107.5 kilos. This is going to be a quick session, this one.
It's going to run fast, and we have the Formula One pit crew of platform crews here. They are running so quickly. First international event for Tash Alker, and what a brilliant competition she's picked for her debut.
Yeah, I think this has been the pinnacle of world bench so far. So 107.5. A fair bit under her best lift of 120. And it just
That was easy.
That's exactly how you want an opening lift to look and to feel.
She's improving quickly as well. That 120 was from her national competition in January, and it looks like we might blow a long way past that today.
Yeah, I'd like to see that for sure. Miata Mian from Mexico, 110. Mexico with a pretty big team and a pretty solid team this year as well. And several gold medals. This is a tough field to get onto the podium in this one.
Oh, it absolutely is. We have some huge names in this field. And it's her first world bench for Maitia.
Probably needs to speed up the descent a little bit.
I think so. Very slow and controlled, and that's great for keeping control, but you are bleeding power all the way down.
I mean, you've got to remember your ATP, your energy cycle, is 30 seconds tops. So Victoria Cavalier-Hurth from Great Britain, 120. She's lifted a couple of times. She's lifted Europeans and world, yeah?
Yeah, she was in South Africa. She also does full power competition, the squat, bench and deadlift. She was at the Europeans in Croatia not so long ago, and she benched 125 at that competition.
So we've seen some big improvement then, and she'll probably blast past that today. Have a look at her opening lift, and this moves quick. Sinks that in to get the elbow depth.
She had to make quite a lot of adjustments to meet the elbow depth requirements. The new rule that came in last year that says the bottom of the elbow must be at least parallel with the centre of the shoulder joint. So that's why she sinks and rotates at the bottom. That was a fast lift, though.
That was. Now, if you are familiar with powerlifting, you will be familiar with this athlete, Hildeborg Hugdahl from Norway, looking for 130. I would read out her list of achievements, but it is longer than my leg.
Now, she has the biggest bench in the IPF, not in classic, but in equipped, so using a bench shirt. She has benched 238 kilos. That was at the UK Arnold earlier this year.
And that is exactly what you would expect from Hildeborg.
And the lift is good 2-1.
You got a red light with the red card there. That's usually elbow depth. From the side referee, that's hard to spot though.
Yeah, so if we see that back from the front. Now the left arm is slightly higher than the right. So we have a three-man jury. If they are in unanimous agreement over a 2-1 decision, they can overturn. But they're sat back, they're happy with that. That was a good lift.
Finland to the platform for the next lift at 135. Johanna Leitinen.
Bronze medalist in Sun City at this competition last year.
And that was such a big and such an enjoyable competition for athletes. So many of them started preparing for this one then. And
That was easy.
Smokes the opener there.
Now she's been the bronze medalist for the last 2 years running. Can she move up this year?
Yeah, look, I think she's putting herself in a really good position to challenge for a higher position. Of course, Agnes Sabo about to come to the platform for 140. No stranger to the world stage.
Now this is a bit of a rematch. Agnes Sabo was second to Matilda Gjalla, who's about to come out after her last year. So let's see if she can push the challenge a bit further this year. As you say, she's got a resume the length of your arm. Been lifting internationally since 2008.
Probably wasn't as clean as she'd like it
No.
there. Bit of a didn't really stop, but it definitely slowed down midway through.
Seemed like a bit of a hesitation.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter how experienced you are, you still get first lift nerves as well. 145 on the bar for Matilda Gjalla from Sweden.
She's the incoming world champion, the defending world champion. She also lifts in full power competition. She's got a huge squat.
And she's going to have to work hard today to keep that championship.
Now she's lighter than Sabo, which will work to her advantage.
Yeah, that could come in very handy today.
If the two lifters lift the same weight, the lighter lifter takes the advantage.
Looks like every other lift I've seen her do. Speed does not change. It's the same every time.
Strip the bar down to 105 for April Goodfellow of Canada.
So after the first round, Matilda Gjalla Sweden leads with 145, Agnes Sabo on 140, Johanna Leitinen on 135.
April did a 97.5. Jump into 105.
And we are into round two already. That was a super fast round. And April Goodfellow takes the platform for 105. I think this will be her best lift. Will certainly be her best international lift, I think.
Yeah, she's done 107.5
Oh, okay.
locally, but internationally,
Well, she just smoked 105.
And the lift is good. She is 2
she's
for
definitely
2.
got a lot more in the
Please
tank
raise
there,
bar to 150
and looks really happy about it.
Our lifter is
Great to see the lifters
Martia
enjoy it. It's a
Mexico.
high pressure competition, and sometimes we forget to enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, it's very easy to get caught up in the emotion and forget about the enjoyment. It's really good when you see lifters walk off the platform, super happy with their achievement. So Mattia Mian now from Mexico, 115.
Sitting in 6th place right now. This won't change her rank.
No, I mean, with the names we've got in this competition, we've got world champions and their world record holders. It is very tough to get on the platform, on the podium. It's a very slow descent, but that looked a lot quicker than her first lift.
That is a good lift for Maitia. Raise the bar to 117.
But I think you're right. If she could figure out a way to bring that bar down faster and still keep control of it and keep tight, because she was very hesitant just towards the chest.
Yeah, it's a difficult thing to do as well, to speed up that descent. You want to stay in control. So Tashelke from the US now, 117.5.
This will get her in front of Mian.
And she's still got a bit of room to move. This is still under her best lift as well. Getting a good grip on that bar.
That is a strong
Looks
attempt.
good.
The lift is
3
good.
white
Please
lights.
Raise the bar to 125. Our next lifter is Victoria Cavalier-Hirth of Great Britain.
She's got plenty left in the tank as well. That moved really well for a second lift.
Bar is
Victoria
loaded for Victoria.
Cavalier-Hirth from Great Britain now, 125. So she is ranked 5 at the moment. This won't change that, but it will certainly give her an opportunity to maybe move up the rankings on a third lift.
She has the British record at 130.5, so this should be well within her capabilities.
She really managed to find a technique that
That is an easy
gets those
second
elbows
lift.
down. It works really well for her.
Please raise the bar to 137.5. Our next lifter is Hildeborg Hugdal of Norway.
And Hildeborg Hugdal of Norway now, 137.5.
Jump.
She drew a red card failure on her first.
Yeah, it was
only
for left
one.
elbow, I think. Wasn't
Yeah.
it?
We have 3 referees arrayed around the platform. They all give a vote on whether the lift is good or not. One referee wasn't happy with elbow depth, but two white lights is good enough.
And I'm sure her coach would have mentioned that to her after she came off, so they can make sure she's getting down there. And I think she has tried to get down a bit further. It looked a bit slower. She got a red card from the centre referee though this time.
So if we can get a front replay for that lift.
It's been a big adjustment for some athletes.
This will be a 5-kilo jump.
The right arm is definitely down. I think it's the
Bar is
left arm
loaded.
that's being called into question.
Johanna's
Yeah, I
attempting
think
to go
from what we're
fourth
looking at,
place
for me,
into
the left
second.
arm looks okay, but it is pretty close.
And of course, the 3-man jury has to be unanimous in their decision to overturn.
Johanna Leitinen from Finland now, 140. They are big, big lifts going on.
This will move her ahead of Charbot, with Charbot still to respond.
Yeah, this will jump her all the way up into silver. You can see her really holding that weight. But the way she was holding it reflected nothing of the way she lifted that.
It seemed really shaky, but she
Please
smoked
raise the
that.
bar to 145 for Agnes Sabo of Hungary.
That was a great lift. I mean, as she took it out and held, I thought, wow, that looks a lot shakier than usual, but she absolutely smashed it.
Bar is loaded. Agnes opened up with 140.
So Agnes Szabo
Currently in
now
third
from
place,
Hungary.
trying to move into second.
145 to jump up in front into silver. It'll take her up ahead of Leitinen. Leitinen has the weight advantage as well there, being a little bit lighter.
Out of the 3 at the top, Charbot is the heaviest, so she will have to lift more to come past. Really slowing down now. She just has that
And the
little
lift is good
hesitant
with
part
41
near
points.
the lockout.
Raise
Not
the
as
bar
quick as
to
usual.
147.5. Our next lifter is Matilda.
They'll be catching a bit better in the
from
replay.
Sweden.
Yeah,
It didn't look as...
yeah, it was better than
Yeah.
it was better than the first
Matilda
one.
is your current leader.
It's amazing how you watch a lift live and then it looks different on the replay.
So Matilda Jolla now from Sweden, 147.5. She is ranked number 1.
And I think she's being really smart here. She's not streaking out ahead. She's
Yeah,
not...
she's just staying ahead, couple of kilos.
because it's not about showing what you can do, it's about winning. So all she needs to do is stay ahead of Szabo, and she's fine. And also she's conserving energy.
Yeah, and she can lift a lot more than this, and she has lifted a lot more.
I'm pretty sure she's done 155.
Yep, and this is a smart way to do it.
We break it
2.5 kilos, and she'll put in a placeholder. So she's the last one to lift,
We need 112.5.
and we come around to round 3 in just a moment.
She's attempting to go 3 for 3 at the World
So that's Matilda Jeller, Sweden, leading on 147.5. Szabo on 145. Leitinen on 140.
And we are into round 3 with April Goodfellow looking for a monstrous personal best.
That's a big jump, isn't it? And that's an unusual progression to go.
Particularly
to
in the third, yeah.
Yeah, to take a 5 kilo jump and then a 7.5 kilo jump. Usually you'd see the bigger jump between first and second. But with nothing to risk, perhaps she's going for a national record or her own personal goal.
Well,
and that was easy.
That was. You could have thrown 115 on there. She would have got. I've never seen anyone skip off the platform so quickly. She did get a red card though,
So that's the elbow depth.
into 6th place.
and
The right
it
arm
looks
was certainly
okay.
higher than the left. But the jury are fine, so that's good.
Bar is loaded.
Mattia Mian from Mexico now, 120.
She's in a bit of a battle with Kerr, the USA lifter. This will take her past with Kerr still to respond.
Yeah, just trying to get up an extra place. And try and improve your ranking every competition. Work your way up. That was a much slower descent that time. And it's quarter as well. I think I really think the descent is what is making that difficult.
I understand the motivation to keep it under strict control, but you're using energy all the way down.
Yeah, look, I mean, for myself, I've been working a lot lately trying to increase the speed of my descent. I mean, I lift equipped, it's a little bit different, but I'm trying to increase the speed because I'm burning energy getting it to my chest. So Tashel Kerr from the US now, 122.5.
She's sitting in a solid 6th place in her very first World Bench Press Championships.
That will be a good finish. Oh, that was just such an awkward touch. I don't know how she's done that.
No,
gotten that far.
I didn't think she'd get that off her chest. If we can see that back from maybe the side view, I think the bar actually skipped on her chest.
Yeah, it
just
looked like
at the
it
last
shifted
minute.
around a little bit.
Victoria Cavalier-Hurth of Great Britain.
Yeah, we just caught it there. You could just see as she got to her chest, it slid a little one way. I was amazed she got that off her chest at all.
Yeah, given that small technical error at the bottom, I wouldn't have expected it to move at all. So she's got some real strength to have moved that anywhere.
Victoria Cavalier-Hurth from Great Britain, 130, ranked number 5. I think she's pretty solid there in number 5.
She's lifted this weight in competition before. This should be comfortable.
5th in the world, not a bad finish.
You have to admire having a technique change to overcome the new bench press rule from last year, and she's now lifting as much as she ever did.
Yeah, look, it's an incredible achievement, really. It's hard to understand or imagine how much work it is to change your technique so much.
Bar is loaded. This is for the bronze.
So Hildeberg Hugdal now from Norway, 142.5 to put her up into the bronze medal position with 3 lifters to follow her.
So she'll go past Leitinen with this, but Leitinen has 145 lined up for her third lift.
And Hildeberg will be competing again next week in equipped, I believe.
Yes, she will.
Oh, look at the strength. She's still going. She's not quitting on it.
That's a grinder.
What a great lift.
She definitely pleased coach there.
2 white lights. She got a red card from the side referee, same side referee as
Yeah, and it's that
previously.
left-hand side. It's just slightly higher than the right, but still within the technical rules.
So Hildeberg Hagdal is currently in the bronze medal position.
Into the silver medal position.
Johanna Leitinen now from Finland, 145, wants to jump up into the silver medal position. .145, quite a reasonable expectation of a jump to the third lift.
So this will match Charbot's second lift of 145, but she'll go past by dint of lighter body weight.
So if she gets this, she'll move into the silver medal. It'll push Hagdal down into 4th position. Oh, she got that easily.
And that looked comfortable.
That looked very comfortable.
She moves into second
So as you say, no podium for Hildeborg Hugdal, but her specialty really
Her specialty
is
really
equip bench.
is equip, and she is amazing at equip bench.
Yeah, she's a great raw bencher, but she's she's lifted the most weight of anyone ever in the IPF. So
Agnes Sabo going to try to unseat.
So Agnes Jabo now from Hungary, 147.5.
Lifters in the next flight, there are no more changes.
So Yella had a placeholder in there of 165. She's changed that now to 150, given that Charbot's on the platform for 147.5. Charbot won't go past her with this because she's heavier.
She's laddering that all the way to the top. How did she get that?
Unfortunately, I
top?
think there was up and
Yeah,
down
it
movement
was,
of the bar. It
unfortunately.
was really minuscule. So from the front,
But what an effort.
yeah, really.
Our next lifter is Matilda.
They're just very, very
Very
slightly up
slight,
and
but it
down.
was an up and down. So
But it has to be technically perfect.
Matilda Jalla now from Sweden, 150. She is the world champion.
Back-to-back world champion.
That is something to hold high. Back-to-back world championships, not an easy achievement. To stay in top form.
And she's doing the 3 lift internationals as well.
It's an amazing achievement. Did she get a press command then?
Yeah,
Yes, she
yeah,
did.
yeah. Yes, she did.
I didn't hear it with
We
the
can't
headphones
always
on.
hear the referee's command, but she did. There was a kind of audible sigh ran around the crowd at how easy that was.
It really was, but what a fantastic performance. Absolutely amazing.
So Matilda Jella is your back-to-back world champion with 150 kilos. Johanna Leitinen with 145 takes the silver. Charbot takes the bronze on body weight.
Well, don't go anywhere. Hold on to your socks, get your snacks and drinks, because we are into the 120 kilo men. You can see the running order on your board there. Continuing from Australia to open the account with 205 kilos, and Australia with a fantastic team and results thus far.
I think this has to be the biggest and best team Australia's ever brought to this competition.
Well, I was talking to the referee from Australia just today, and I said, I think this is the most successful team Australia has ever sent to a World Championships in probably 20 years.
And just like
3
that,
whites
Big
on the
Bill
board with
is
205.
on
He's
the
happy with that.
Raise the bar to 215.
So 10 is his given name. He prefers Ben. And the Australian team as well. They've been a cohesive unit. They've been here
They're
supporting
here every
in the
day,
crowd.
supporting each
Yeah.
other.
Bar is loaded.
Ben Gibson from Great Britain, 2:15. He has brought the fire to it today. Waves the spotter out of the road. I don't need a lift off for this one.
He's really fired up for his opener, though. He needs to keep some energy and some emotional intensity in reserve for his final lift.
The World Open record is 300 kilograms.
It's up, and the lift
Three
is good for
whites.
Ben Gibson. Raised
That
the
world
bar
record at
to
300 kilograms
235
belongs
for
to
Jeremy
Thomas
Alba
Davis, was set
from the
all the
United
way back in
States of
2019 in Tokyo.
That is an old one, that one.
It's going to be hard to beat, though.
Yeah, 300 is going to be around for a
Jeremy's
while, I
37
think.
and has
So
been
Jeremy
competing 22 years.
Orbach from the US, 235.
Bar is loaded.
Great to have him back. We haven't seen him at World Bench since 2016. Nice to have him back on the platform.
We've seen quite a few athletes this year at World Bench that have been away for quite some time and now back competing again.
A little bit slow at lockout.
Jeremy is
Not
on the
not
board.
anything to
He's
worry about.
raised the bar to
And you do tend to find as
237.5.
well, when the
Our next
IPF
lifter is
travels the
Shane
world
Martin
and comes
of
to your home
Canada.
nation, it's a good opportunity for those people who, for whatever reason,
Shane
aren't
is
able to
32
Yeah, you're
travel.
not always able to
Works
travel
as
to
a
competitions.
sheriff.
It's not easy. And our next lifter to the platform, Shane Martin from Canada, no stranger to a World Championship competition, had huge success in South Africa.
He did. He won the equipped. He was silver medalist in the raw.
Because he competes equipped as well.
Marek Novak won the supers last year. He's not at this competition, so we're guaranteed a new super heavyweight world champion.
Well, Shane is off to a great start.
The lift is good, and the sheriff is on the board. Raised the bar to 245. Our next lifter is Romuald Massé of France.
We will move to 245 in the bar for Romuald Massé from France.
Bar is loaded.
He was the back-to-back world champion in 2022 in Kazakhstan. He won in Lithuania 21 and Kazakhstan 22, but he wasn't at the 23 competition in Sun City.
He wants to put himself in a position. He's opening at 245. There's not much separating the next six lifters.
There was some work to
After
do at
these
the top of
young
that
Yeah,
list.
it looked a
The
lot.
lift is good.
The off the
We
chest was
remain
great,
At 245.
but he only got about
Our
3 or
next
4
lifter
inches from the
is
top. It
Tommy
really slowed down.
Ura, also of France.
So Tommy Tihiuga from
Bar
France,
is loaded. Tommy is
245
27 and has been
kilos.
competing 4 years.
Bronze medalist in Sun City last year. Last year was his first appearance at World Bench. And we've got some tightly packed attempts now. The next three lifters are all calling for 245.
Looks like Tommy's really filled into this weight class a bit too
And the
since
lift is
Sun
good with
City.
3 white lights. Our next weight is 245. Our lifter
gets that
is
one on the board.
Thomas Schoeneck from Germany. Bar is loaded. Thomas is 34.
So Thomas-
works in security.
Like,
Been competing
Schoeneck?
for 3 years.
I hope I pronounced that correctly. I apologise if I didn't.
Yeah, I think you got it. Schoeneck.
245 on the bar. It is going to be a tight fight for those three, I think, for all 3 medals for this one.
Well, he just missed the podium last year. He was 4th place.
Well, he doesn't want to be missing again.
Absolutely.
Oh, he just couldn't lock it out. I'm not sure
Right
what.
at lockout.
Oh, he's gotten a cramp in his hamstring.
We stay at 245.
Now, I know that sounds really strange to get a cramp or a problem with your hamstring on a bench, but there is a lot of leg work and leg drive in it.
You need a solid base. You need to be absolutely tight, pushing back with your legs. And yeah, I do sometimes get a cramp in my hip in that position.
I know when I've had a good bench workout when my hamstrings hurt. So Markus Puchka from Germany, 245.
Bar is
He's
loaded.
been to a few World Bench competitions, but we didn't see him in Sun City, so it's good to have him back. Best lift we have for him internationally is 200 kilos, opening here with 245.
Yeah, he's got a 255 lifted on his profile, but I can't see that anywhere on his data internationally.
And of course, an international lift is very different to a lift you do at home. There's all the travel, different food.
Oh, that looks pretty
The
good.
lift is good,
He's got a
2-1.
blue card there.
Please raise the
Now, the
bar
blue
to
card can either be for downward
255.
movement of the bar or soft lockout. So if you get a front view of
I'm
that,
going to suggest lockout. Yeah, look,
it's one of those marginal things. I think it's the shape of his
okay.
arms.
Bar is loaded. Ilias is 37
So
years
Ilias
old and is a gym
Bougalim
manager.
from Algeria, 255.
Now he is the 3 lift bench press world record holder. We maintain 2 sets of bench records, either done as a single lift or part of your full power competition. Now his 3 lift bench press world record is 291.5. And the world
That
record is
is
300.
madness. The world record for single is 300.
And he's done 291.5 after squatting. So I'm excited
Imagine
to
what
see
he
what he's
can
going to do.
achieve without a squat. That is just phenomenal.
And I love his celebrations as well after his lifts.
Well, his 255
That
was
is a
lightning
strong
fast.
opening attempt. The lift is good. 3 white lights.
Well,
He's
we'll be
decided he's
interested
not
to
having a
see-
celebration this time.
257.5.
be interested to see what he puts in for a second.
He does typically take a big jump.
For Farad James Key of the United States.
Farad James Key from US, 257.5.
Bar is loaded. Where are my Farad James Key fans at?
He's a really new lifter, you know.
Yeah, I do not. We talked to him at the back earlier, and I do not recall seeing him at one of these competitions.
But I'm seeing his lift that he did in January at Bench Press Nationals as 280 kilos. That's absolutely massive.
That is enormous.
Now,
Sorry, I blinked.
it was so fast to the
And
chest.
The lift is good. That was the biggest
It looked like he
attempt
dropped
of
it.
the round.
I've not seen him lift before.
Yeah, I
'cause he's
wanna
not
see the
been to an
replay on this one.
international.
I blinked.
Round 2, ladies and gentlemen.
You could see him kicking his leg drive there, timed that perfectly.
To the platform, big
So
man
Farad James
win.
Key is leading with 257.5. Ilias Bougalim is on 255. Massey
Just
245.
curious, do we have any Australia fans with us today?
Well, we are into round 2 now, and Australia back on the platform. Ben Ewan, you can see his name there listed as Tim, but he goes by the name of Ben. Looking for 220, a big jump from 205. But the Aussie team have been so great with their lift selections. So
I've been really impressed with him at this competition.
yeah, look, and they're a really young team. I've talked to them quite a bit, and I've complimented them on their lift selections because they're making selections that you would expect from 20-year veterans of the sport.
And they got that guy onto the podium in the 105s yesterday,
That
didn't
was
they? Yeah.
amazing, wasn't it?
Snuck past under the radar.
Oh, he has such a beautiful touch.
Yeah, really light.
And the lifters good.
3 whites. He has got a lot left.
Please raise the bar to 225.
He's having a great time
Our
out there.
next lifter
He certainly
Ben
is.
Gibson.
And I'm sure I just saw him say to his coach
This
245.
is a 10.
Really?
I'm not the best lip breeder in the world,
Well,
but
we'll see what number goes up on the scoreboard.
Bar is loaded. This is
but Ben
just
Gibson
under
now
his personal
from
best.
Great Britain.
Now, whether he said 245 to his coach or not, his coach has put 230
230.
in.
$225 for big Ben Gibson from Great Britain.
This is right up against the most he's ever done on the platform. He's done 227.5, which is £500.
Weighed in at 178 today, which I'm not surprised. I didn't see him stop eating until about 10 minutes before warm-up.
10 kilo jump. In this weight class, that's relatively
nothing. In the 120
conservative,
pluses,
yeah.
we often see 15, 20 kilo jumps. Oh, that slowed him down, and the bar's dipped
And
there.
there's a no lift for Ben Gibson. We'll see him
And he's
one more
used a
time.
lot of energy on that.
Certainly has.
Take the bar up to 242.5 for Jeremy Auerbach of the United States. This is a 7.5
He seemed to time his
kilo
leg
jump.
drive well, but it just wouldn't go.
So Jeremy Auerbach now from the US, 242.5.
Bar is loaded, and we are ready for Jeremy.
So some big second lifts.
It is. It'll get him past Shane Martin, but Shane Martin has 250 lined up for his next attempt.
Yeah, and Shane's a very
To
experienced
sixth
lifter
place.
as well. I mean, Shane's been involved in powerlifting, lifting, refereeing, a number of positions over the years.
I believe he was helping to run his federation, his national federation too.
Well, that was a
And the
good
lift is
lift,
good
but
for Jeremy.
it
Slowed
doesn't.
down a long
Yeah,
way.
it doesn't look like. I mean, there's definitely more there, but not a
Maybe
huge
not much.
amount.
Germany, Thomas Schoeneck missed this on his opener. We would love to see him get on the scoreboard.
So Thomas Mike Schoeneck from Germany, 245. Didn't get this on his
Bar is
opener.
loaded.
Couldn't lock it out, I think.
He got a cramp.
Oh, that's right.
He
Yes.
got a cramp.
Oh, hopefully
So let's
they have
hopefully
sorted
someone's
that.
giving him some crisps
Yeah,
and
get
get a
some
bit of salt.
get some fluid, some Gatorade into you.
I actually can't see him
Yeah, looks
waiting
like
to come out. Maybe
he may not be coming out. He's left his lift on the board as a courtesy to the other lifters. If he scratches it, then we go on to the next lifter without that minute time. If he leaves it on the board, we keep that minute running until the clock runs down, and then they load the bar for the next lifter as well. And it's a courtesy thing to do,
It is considered to be good sportsmanship.
especially in a small flight like this.
But it's not as important in raw as it is in equipped.
Oh, very much so.
Because the last thing you want is to find that it's suddenly you haven't got another lifter and it's suddenly you and you've only got one knee wrapped. That's a panicky
Yeah,
moment.
it's very difficult. So we'll run the clock down.
So maybe we're wrong about it being a cramp.
Yeah, it may have been a bit more
Unfortunately,
than a cramp.
maybe he's hurt himself, or possibly the chiropractors. We've got some
All right,
physios out
Thomas
back.
Schoeneck has
Maybe they're
officially
working on him,
timed out. We
and he
move on
might make an appearance in his third
Yeah, we'll see what
round.
happens for his third lift.
For Shane Martin of Canada.
So Shane Martin from Canada now, 250 on the bar. I think
Bar
this is pretty
loaded.
much
This
equal
is
to
a
his best
12.5
lift.
kilo jump. Shane is attempting to move from 7th to 3rd place.
So these are tightly packed now. We have 3 attempts at 250 and the next one at 252.5. This is anyone's game.
It's so tight, this will shift him from 7th to 3rd.
Wow.
That is
Well,
a
I
no lift.
did not
We'll see him one more
expect
time.
That,
I wasn't sure if
We
he'd just
stay at
clipped the
250.
J-hook on the rack on the right-hand side. Maybe we'll get a front view replay of that. Because it just seemed to go offline very suddenly.
Yeah, it moved laterally quite a bit, and that throw, he didn't really time
No, I
his leg
don't-
drive that well either.
I don't think he did clip the rack. It just seemed to go a bit sideways suddenly.
You know, it's really when you're holding that much weight above your body like that, it's very easy. If your body shifts just a fraction, you get that lateral movement. It's very difficult to recover properly from it. And when you're trying to recover from that, then you mess up everything else. So Tommy Tihiyura from France, 250.
This will move him past Massey.
He sinks it so deep into his chest, doesn't he?
Tihi Ula has just moved into third place.
Well, that puts him
ladies
up.
and gentlemen. We remain
Gets a
at
toe on the podium
250
there.
Kilos. Our next lifter is Marcus Patschke of Germany.
He's really slowing down at lockout though. He seems to be great off the chest. He'd be able to fire anything off his chest, but he
That
slows
mark is
right
loaded
down at
and
the
ready
end.
for Marcus.
So Marcus Patschke
He
from
will attempt to
Germany
move from
now,
fifth to fourth
250
place.
kilos as well. So quite a few attempts at 250. And you've got 4 more lifts in this round.
Same weight as Tihiyura, but he's significantly heavier, so he won't go past him.
Well, it looks like a
And
good
the
lift.
is good
It
with
wasn't a
3
pretty
white
lift.
from Marcus.
No points for style in
There's
powerlifting.
certainly no extra points for style,
252.5.
but he got the
Our
job
next
done.
lifter is Romuald Massey of France.
Just got a bit untidy midway. It looked a lot better on the replay than it did on the initial view. Romuald Massey now from France.
Bar is loaded.
252 and a half.
If successful, he will move from fifth
We'll jump him up
to third
into the
place,
bronze
ladies
medal
and gentlemen.
position.
His opener wasn't as fast as we would have liked, though.
Yeah, I expected his opener to move a lot quicker, particularly at the top of the lift.
That is a no
Yeah,
lift.
it just looked too heavy. It didn't
We
look
move up
like
to
anything else went wrong there. It just
265.
looked like it was too heavy.
Our next lifter
And when you
is
travel
Kenya's
long haul, when you
Luong
travel
of
right
Nigeria.
across the Atlantic
He will
to
attempt move from
attend these
second to
competitions,
third place.
it really does take it
If
out of you. Long haul
successful
travel,
at
you're
265.
dehydrated, you're not getting the food you want, you're not getting the
Bar is
hydration
loaded.
you want, and you're in a different time zone, which upsets your sleep patterns. All these things have a huge effect.
Well, next to the platform, 265, Ilyas Gugulam from Algeria.
I kind of expected him to take a bigger jump here. I wonder if he's not feeling quite on form. Usually he does a little bit of showboating on the platform.
Yeah, look, and as you mentioned, I mean, you just mentioned about the travel as well. We're not really sure when he arrived,
I haven't seen him before today, for sure.
and it really does take it out of you. It really does affect you. Well, they're still moving well.
We have a new leader, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I mean, he gave a bit of a facial expression to his
For Farad.
coach
Yeah, I
there.
don't think he's feeling on top form.
Yeah, it just doesn't look his usual self. He's still lifting brilliantly.
I mean,
If that's him and not his top form, I'd hate to see him on top form.
He's still benching 265 kilos.
Bar is loaded.
But this man now, Farah James, here from the US. I don't think anyone saw this coming. 267 and a half.
Now he's been playing a smart game, just tracking 2.5 kilos ahead of Booglem, but I've seen that Booglem's put 290 on for his third. Whether that's a placeholder, I know I've seen him do more than that in competition. Oh my word.
Now, you said you checked data on him. He's quite new, isn't he?
He's quite new. Yeah, he hasn't done many competitions at all.
And that is an incredible achievement.
But he has done 280 in competition. So, Farah James Key on 267.5, ahead of Ilyas Booglem on 265, Tommy Tihiyura on 250.
Where are my fans from Great Britain?
Well, we are in round 3 already. Ben Gibson from Great Britain missed his 225 on the second. Just didn't look like it all came together.
No, it was just really scrappy.
Well, let's hope he can get this one on the board.
He's to keep tight, get his position right, and get his timing absolutely spot on.
Well, I think he's got that one.
He's certainly got it to the top.
Three whites.
I was a bit concerned his head had come off the bench, but 3 white lights is a good lift.
We call to the platform, Dan Wynn. Australia, you're up. Bar is loaded.
Well, the crowd's just gone wild because there's an Aussie coming to the platform. Van Nguyen from Australia, 230. He has had 2 beautiful lifts. His touch on his chest is textbook perfect.
Took a 15 kilo jump to his second, taking a 10 kilo jump to his third.
Now, if you're new to bench press, have a look at the touch on the chest. Just stops it ever so lightly. Unfortunately,
Oh,
230 was a bit
shame.
out of reach today, but he has been phenomenal.
That was really close. I think the next time we see him, he will be smoking way
Yeah,
more.
look, I think he has got a big future ahead of him.
Thomas Schoening. Bar is loaded.
And right now, we've got a man in
Ladies
all
and gentlemen,
sorts
he
of
needs
trouble.
this lift to stay
He
in
didn't
the
come out for
BLC
his
if he
second.
comes out.
Thomas Mike Schuneck from Germany.
I can see the German coach, but I don't
It
know if
looked
he's got a
like-
lifter with him.
Yeah, his first lift, he looked like something went wrong with his hamstring. Yep, the
No,
German
he's not
coach
coming
just
out.
gave the head shake there. He's not coming out.
We thought it was a cramp, but it looks like it
Sounds like
might
it's
have
something
been
more
a little
serious.
bit more serious than that.
All right, I
It's
am
hard to
Thomas
imagine how much leg
Schoening
drive there is.
has an injury.
Yeah, and it's
He
a
is
real
going
shame to come this
time out
far and
give
hurt
the
yourself
rest
on
of
your
the
first lift.
competitors an additional minute to catch their breath.
So we're just
Show of
counting the
sportsmanship.
clock down now on Thomas
Let's hear it
Schoeneck,
for Thomas Schoeneck of Germany.
and I hope he's all right. I hope that's just a little bit of a tweak.
Yeah, look, I hope he's made. I think he's probably not a major injury, but he's made the right decision that
No point aggravating
come
it
out
for no
and lift
benefit.
again,
Yeah.
I'm going to be out for 6 months. So
All right, move
we will
on
load
to
the bar
250
for
kilos
Jeremy
for
Orbach
Jeremy
from
Orbach.
the US, 250
Jeremy from the
kilos.
United States.
Interestingly, this is such a tight field.
Bar
This
is
will
loaded.
temporarily
He
move
is
him from
attempting
6th
go
to
from
bronze.
6th place into the
No,
I mean,
Gary,
there's a
at
lot of
the top
lifters
of
to
the field,
follow,
I
but you
can
never
see-
know what can happen.
I can see some brinksmanship at the
Jeremy
top.
Orbach fans at?
Key has got
Anybody from the
292 and a half
United
in.
States?
Booglem's got 290 in. They're playing the game of I want to go last.
So 250 for Jeremy Orbach. Yeah, look, when you're at the top, you want to be the last lifter out, but you also don't want to put yourself in a position where you're having to lift something that you cannot do. Oh, great lift for a third there.
The order
Well judged
has
attempt
changed.
selection too.
Auerbach has moved into third.
Fantastic.
Load the bar to 252.5. Our next lifter is Romuald Massé of France.
Yeah, I think they picked that
Bar
third
is
lift
loaded.
absolutely perfectly.
This will move
So
Romuald.
Romuald Massé,
into
252
the
and a
bronze
half.
medal.
He wants to get a toe on the podium as well.
Now he missed his last time. It just looked too heavy.
It did. It didn't really look like anything went wrong. I mean, obviously, we're not out there. We're not with the coach. And it may have been a technique thing, but from where we're sitting, it just looked too heavy. But let's see how he goes. And again, he
Just
shook
a
that
bit
off.
much. Let's hear it for Romuald.
So that leaves him with a best of 245. He's sitting in 6th place
We
right
stay
now.
at 252.5.
but
The
Shane
bar
Martin is
loaded
going
and
to
ready for
try
Shane
and move
Martin of
past.
Canada. Shane Martin
Yeah,
will
Shane's put on
attempt to go
252 and a half. He
from
missed his
7th into the
250.
bronze medal spot.
And I think he's made this decision to try and push himself up and get a toe on the podium. So he is lighter than Tahira, who's also put in 252 and a half. So This will push him up into the bronze with 4 lifters to follow.
Keeping a close eye on those 2 numbers at the top. Of course, you can change your 3rd attempt twice in order to be a bit more strategic.
That was so much better than his second.
The Sheriff is on the podium. We will see for how long.
So Shane Martin up to 3rd place. Is he safe?
Would be interesting. I thought Tahura. Hey, there is an
Yeah,
attempt
we have
change
an
going
attempt
in
change
now.
coming in. That's Tommy. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's put 255 on.
Yeah, because he is heavier than Martin, so the only way to get back to bronze was to outlift. So he's gone 255.
Tommy will attempt
So Tommy
to go after the
Tahura
bronze. Bar is loaded.
will hit the platform now for 255 to take a shot at getting up into the bronze medal position.
He initially had 252.5 on because his second was tough. But he's changed that to 255 because he's heavier than Shane Martin. So he has to lift more to get past.
And just a little bit much there.
Let's give it up for Tommy.
So we have another attempt change coming in. The coaches are doing their job right now.
Yeah, this is where it all happens.
Strategy going on.
And it's Pachka. Pachka's changed.
Yeah, so he'll be out next. Marcus Pachika, 255. So he wants a shot at the bronze medal as well.
He had 260 on, but he doesn't need that for the break. He's not going to catch first and second.
No, I think it was a very smart
Yeah.
move. He can't peg down the 2 top ones. Let's see if I can get a lower risk lift and take a shot at the bronze. And all Shane Martin can do is sit and wait.
Bite his nails in the back room. Marcus lists his best lift as 255, so we know he's done it before. And he's done it again.
He certainly has. And the referee says it's a good lift. He goes into the bronze medal.
And he takes that podium place from Shane Martin.
Please load 282.5. Our next lifter is Ilyas Boualem of Algeria.
Ilyas Boualem will come out now, 282.5. This will push him up into the gold medal position. He had
290 on
there,
yeah.
So he decided to drop it. He's not going to play the.
Yeah, he doesn't look on best form. We know he's done more than 290 as part of a 3-lift competition as well. Always tough to bench when you've just done a low bar squat.
So this will put him up into the gold medal position with Key to follow him.
And really, this is down to the coach. The coach's judgment about what Ilyas has got today, and also what the American lifter has.
Yeah, and you've really got to think strategically as well. If you put too big a placeholder in, you get stuck doing it. And I think that was a great attempt selection there.
He locks it out.
And the referees say 3 white lights.
Once again, ladies and
And
gentlemen,
even his celebration's a bit muted this time.
Oh no, he's
round.
got a bit of a dance coming off there, so that's a bit better.
the lead.
But yeah, it's a really difficult thing. If you put too big a placeholder in to try and go last, then you get stuck doing something you can't do, and suddenly you're down to the bronze medal position.
Well, this is interesting because although Key is the lighter lifter and only has to match, he has the lower lot number, so he can't
lift
drop to
more.
282.5. The lower lot number has to go first when it's the same weight. Lot numbers are allocated randomly at weigh-in. Phil Wilkins, 4-time world champion as of this week.
So Father James Key. Is he going to be world champion?
Look at that.
Wait for the referee's decision. He is world champion in his first international.
His first international.
Outstanding achievement.
Now, I think for Ilyas Boualem, that was the right choice. That was what he had on the day, even though he's done more.
Yeah, there was. You look at Ilya's lift. There was nothing left.
Yeah, so even though he didn't beat Key, that was what he had on the day. We know he's done more in the past, but what he's done in the past or in the gym isn't relevant to this competition. So Farah James Key takes the win with a phenomenal 285 kilos. Ilyas Bouglem, Algeria, takes the silver with 282.5. And then it's Marcus Pachka with the bronze for 255, pushing Shane Martin down to 4th.
And a tough day at the office for a couple of guys. I mean, Shane Martin, for example, silver last year in Sun City. You would have expected him, to be a really successful day today. Had one bad lift, threw his whole plan out the window and had to start with plan B.
And we know that Shane Martin will be lifting again. He'll be lifting equipped in the later part of the competition. We've had the classic competition up to now. After today, we will move into the equipped side. And Gary, the difference there is that you wear a bench shirt. It's a kind of...
It is a hugely technical lift compared to Raw. I mean, Raw is technical enough as it is. Equipped is hugely technical. The great thing with equipped is there are so many adjustments you can make to the shirt out the back in between lifts. So if you miss your opener, in classic, your day's pretty much over. Pack your bags, go home and have some lunch. If you miss your opener in equipped, make some adjustments, throw some more weight on, get out there, and you'll get it or you'll smoke it.
Even though Shane Martin has missed the podium at this one, we know he's got the rematch coming up with Garrett Bentley in the equipped.
It was him and Garrett last year in Sun City.
Yeah.
Garrett's been training hard. He's doing 370s in training. He was talking about 400 the other day when we were talking to him.
He was. So that's something to look forward to for Shane, even though he's got the disappointment of missing the podium. But what a result for Farah James Key.
It has been outstanding. This week has been beyond outstanding. It is the best performance of classic bench press I have ever witnessed.
And I think the biggest and best competition we've ever been to.
Are your lifters from the last session? Let's hear it for them. There are your open competitors from the 84 plus kilo and the 120 plus kilo. Awards will be presented by IPF President Gaston Parage. We begin with the women's 84 plus kilo open awards. Your bronze medalist with a lift of 145 kilos from Hungary, Agnes Sabo. Your silver medalist, also lifting 145 by virtue of body weight, from Finland, Johanna Leitonen. And your gold medalist with a lift of 150 kilos from Sweden, Matilda Jali. I ask that you all rise. Please remove your caps for the Swedish national anthem. Congratulations, ladies. Fine lifting. We move on to the men's 120 plus kilo open results. Your bronze medalist with a lift of 255 kilos from Germany, Marcus Patschka. Our silver medalist with a lift of 282.5 from Algeria, Ilias Walam. And the gold medalist with a lift of 285 kilos from the United States, Farad James Key. I would ask that you'd all rise. Please remove your caps for the playing of the United States national anthem. Give him a nice round of applause one more time. This is the final session of the Classic World Championships.